Welcome everyone to today's video episode, one of the three, of making AI Minecraft builds a reality, except I'm a horrible builder. So, this should be fun. I will start off by showing you the inspiration picture. Hopefully it's not copyrighted. We shall see. If you look closely, or not closely, because it's really easy to see, this is not a Minecraft build. Like at all. These blocks don't exist. So, we are going to be looking at what we see. Wow, looking at what we see. That is words of wisdom. We're going to be picking out some blocks. And hopefully building something that looks mildly okay. I think that is oak. It looks like oak. Except the fences look more like spruce. I don't think it's jungle, but it's not oak anymore. Those things are like brick stairs. Do they have brick stairs? They do. Okay. And this is when I mute myself and maybe even put this in 2 times the speed because oh boy did I get boring. Because I was so focused on, like build this and build that and let's figure this out, let's figure that out. I'm like, people are gonna watch this, they're gonna be like, oh man, you are boring. Like, why do I subscribe to you? Like, why do I watch your videos? I don't know why you watch my videos. I don't know why I do these videos. I'm just kind of here, guys. But if you are subscribed, I do appreciate that. So don't think I'm saying I don't appreciate that. I do appreciate it. I'm just saying I want to make videos people actually find entertaining to watch and not just be like, that person who's like, oh man, they're talking again. Help me, please. I know we all have that one person where they start talking and we're just like, help me. And looky there, we have it in 2 times speed now, and now I will be sharing random stories from the life of me. Woohoo! So I just came back from music camp, and I just want to say, I had the coolest time. I met so many cool people, guys. I made friends with a drummer. I don't play the drums, but I admire people who play the drums, because I've always wanted to play the drums, and I haven't learned, because 1, I don't have money for a drum set. 2, I don't have room for a drum set. And 3, I don't really have the time. Like, I have time to make Minecraft videos, which is funny because like I am the most busiest unbusy person, I think. Like, I'm busy, but I'm also not, and it's a little weird, but it's just my life. So I play guitar and I play a little bit of piano, and I do play like a bongo type drum, sort of. Like I can beat out a rhythm, but I'm not like advanced in it or anything. And at this camp, you got to choose what music track you were going to do. There were like drums, vocals, guitar, songwriting, like there was like light and tech and stuff, like lighting, and sound and stuff, and all this cool stuff. I went there for songwriting because I write songs, and I wanted to get better at that because I take guitar lessons already, and I take voice lessons too, and I figured, I really kind of want to try and smooth out my songwriting and figure out how to write better songs. So the classes were really helpful. The people were pretty awesome. I got to meet a lot of cool people. Probably already said that. My roommate was a guitarist, and she can play blindfolded, guys. Like, she can play guitar and piano, classical, really well, blindfolded, which is crazy. Like, crazy. So all of the campers were organized into 4 different squads. There was the yellow squad, the pink squad, the green squad, and the blue squad. And I got put into the yellow squad, which ended up being really cool because I got to meet so many amazing people, and I wouldn't have got to meet them probably if we weren't in the same squad. But I don't like the color yellow. Like, at least to wear. To look at, it's fine. I like sunset colors, but I don't like to wear the color yellow, and we had to wear the color yellow, and I did not appreciate that part. What's hilarious is one kid, we had a USA night, and he dressed up as as Donald Trump and did a really good impression of him, and it was so funny. Like, legitimately so funny to see a kid dressed up as Donald Trump walking around the halls talking about making America great again. It was hilarious. Okay, I could not stop laughing. It was so funny. And during this camp, it was over 100 degrees almost every day, and we had to walk probably like 4 miles every day, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're in the heat and you're practically dying, um, you're practically dying. So like it was not fun. I did get to dye my hair on the trip, which is really fun because I've always wanted to put like pink highlights like either on the tips of my hair or like one single stripe down my hair cuz I've just thought it was cool. It looks fun. So I was able to use temporary hair dye for one of the nights and put a stripe of pink in my hair, and then for USA night I didn't have red, blue, and white. But I did have pink, blue, and silver. So we went pink, blue, and silver for USA night, and it was pretty cool. At the end of one of the nights, we got to recommend future themes for nights. And so I recommended like a rapper night where everyone dressed up as a rapper and had like breakdancing competitions. Because I feel like that'd be really funny and really fun. I personally can't breakdance, but it'd be fun for other people to try and breakdance. I probably wouldn't try, but so it'll be interesting to see if that actually gets done next year because I hope to go back next year because this is a really fun camp. And then one of my friends recommended we have a dress up as your dad night and have a dad joke competition, which I also thought was hilarious because I personally love dad jokes. I think they're hilarious, and I think dressing up as your dad would be hilarious. But if you know me, you also know that I love a good your mom joke. Or not even a your mom joke. I just love saying your mom to people. It's a thing. I find it really funny. But what's camp without a little boy drama? Every camp I go to, almost every camp I go to, there are always, that camp couple that get together and, oh my goodness, either it ends horribly or they're like the cutest couple and it's great. Both happened. There were so many people who were like getting phone numbers and all that. I did not take part in that. If guys ever are interested in me, they don't usually tell me, so, which is fine. Like I don't need a boyfriend right now. That's not something I really like desperately need. However, some of my friends did develop crushes, and it was very weird because we had this odd situation of a guy acting like he liked my friend and then he had a girlfriend and we were like, what in the world is even going on? And I mean, I know we can read too much into things sometimes, but like he was kind of being a bit obvious about like liking her. So it was a bit strange to say the least, a bit strange. And I mostly didn't really interact with guys because I mean, how do I put this? It's not that I don't know how to interact with guys, but I also don't know how to interact with them because every time I try to make friends with a guy, like, people are like, oh, you like him, don't you act like you like him? I'm like, no, I genuinely just want to be friends. Like, the problem is that whenever I want to be friends with a guy, I can't because everyone's always like, oh no, you're more than friends, you're acting like more than friends. So I just kind of gave up on it. Which is weird because growing up, most of my friends were guys, and I'd always hang out with guys, and I don't know, bro. Now there's all the pick me stuff going around, and I'm like, I really don't want to get perceived as a pick me, even though I do like hanging out with guys. It's a whole thing, bro. The whole pick me thing has gone way too far. But the time I did interact with a guy, let's just call him Cafeteria Guy, because whoop-de-doo, we met in the cafeteria. Why did I say whoop-de-doo? That is weird. Anyways, so we met in the cafeteria. It was lunchtime, I think. It wasn't breakfast. Was it breakfast? No, I think it was lunchtime. But me and my friend were sitting alone. We were late to lunch for whatever reason. So we were sitting alone at a table, and this group of guys came, and they were like, hey, is anyone sitting here? Like, no, just me and my friend. Like, you can sit down. Like, it's fine. And so they did. They sat down, and they started, like, talking about random stuff. And so, I was just kind of trying to eat my pizza because I was hungry, and I'm like, this is good pizza. Like, I'm content to eat my pizza. But their conversation was very interesting. So I made eye contact during one of it. They're like, what do you think? Do you think that's weird? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the whole story. And so he repeated it. And I was like, oh yeah, that is kind of weird. And so we ended up kind of striking a conversation. And he was talking about how his friends were trying to set him up with some girl. And I thought I heard him whisper about me. She's way better than the one you picked. And I was like, is he, like, trying to flirt with me? Or is he, like, trying to drop his and his friend set him up with me? Like, what? Like, did I mishear that? I probably misheard that, and so I kind of ignored it. But then he just kept, like, looking at me and looking toward his friend and whispering about it. And I'm like, okay, this is a little weird. I feel slightly uncomfortable because if he just, like, wanted to tell me he liked me, like, just say that, please. Or, like, not liked me, because you don't develop feelings that fast, I don't think. But, like, if he, like, wanted to get my number or something, like, you can just ask me. Like, you don't need to, like, whisper around about it. Because that just makes me, like, feel self-conscious. Because I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, is there something on my face? Is there something in my hair? Like, what is going on? And I'm not going to assume that that's what he was saying, because I have no clue. Like, he could have been talking about elephants for all I know, bro. Like, I don't even know. But that's what I thought I heard. And so, I'm sorry. I was talking a mile per minute there. I'll be not thrilled, bro. I'll be surprised if you can even understand what I'm saying. But yeah, that was weird. At one point, I looked up from my pizza, and he started wiggling his eyebrows at me. And I started laughing. He started laughing. And then I'm like, what was that, though? Like, huh? Like, what? Like, what is going on? I was so confused. But then we didn't interact with the rest of the camp, really, except I'd see him in the halls. And I'd think, should I go up and say hi? No, I'm not going to, because I don't always approach people. You know, I just kind of like to do my own little thing, I guess. What was difficult about this camp is I really love to sing, and it's music camp, and I had lost my voice at basketball camp the 3 days before. Actually, I came back Wednesday, I did some singing Friday, and then Saturday morning when I left for camp, I lost my voice, and I was like, oh, this is not happening to me. There's no way this is happening to me. I hate losing my voice. It is like one of my biggest nightmares as a singer, losing my voice, and I lost it, and it was bad during camp. I could almost not sing at all, and it was horrible, and I hated it. But I eventually started to get my voice back after I came home from camp. So it was a little late, but I did eventually get it back. But I had gotten sick during basketball camp, and then it had gone away a little bit, and then it came back during music camp, which I was sick for like, a week and a half, and then it went away, and guess what? Now I'm sick again, which is really fun. I don't sound as congested as I did, but I can feel it, like it's getting on my nerves. So whenever I try to sing at camp, it was horrible, and it felt weird telling people, like, yeah, I can sing, and they're like, oh, you sing for us. I'm like, I can't sing right now, and so I feel like they didn't believe me, and I have this thing that I always love to prove myself. I feel like I have to prove myself to people, and it annoyed me so much that I couldn't prove that I was a singer. Like, it got on my nerves so bad, and I'm like, I need to calm down. I do not have anything, I don't have to prove myself, and it's been a thing for a long time, is feeling like I always have to prove myself. So that was difficult, but I didn't actually get bullied that much at camp, which was really cool, because lately, everywhere I go, people have just been being mean, and I'm like, what in the world is this? Like, I didn't used to get bullied almost at all, and then lately people have just been being really mean, and I'm like, okay, I don't know why now of all times, like, what's up with right now that everyone's wanting to be mean to me, but camp was fun. Everyone was pretty nice, everyone was pretty chill. There were some people who were, like, interesting, like, just, like, not, we didn't really get along, but, like, no one was really, like, mean that I can remember. So you know how I talked about the color squads? So we also had mini squads within our color squads of, like, 10 to, like, 15, it was 10 to 12. A certain amount of, like, girls or guys, depending on the group. I was obviously in the girls group. So one of the other girls in my group was a hairdresser, so she offered to curl my hair, which was, like, really, it was fun. I don't usually get my hair done a lot, so it was kind of nice to have it curled, because I like it when my hair's curled. Like, it feels fun to have, like, curled hair, which it doesn't usually last long, because my hair doesn't hold curls well, but it was fun while it lasted. And then this one girl was handing out some really cool bracelets, and they were, like, I think they were all different, and she gave one to me, which was really cool, and I really liked the bracelet, so I wore it, I think, like, the whole time at camp, and then I put it in my bag, and I lost it in my bag, so I'm gonna have to go dig it out and find it again, because I really like that bracelet. It was a nice bracelet, guys. And then one of my friends that I knew outside of camp was there, so when he checked in after I checked in, we tried to go find each other, and it took a long time because we were in different squads. We weren't on the same lunch rotation, so we had to, like, wait until we all gathered somewhere, and we eventually found each other, and we said hi, and then almost never spoke again, because he had his own group of friends, and I had my group of friends, so we didn't hang out much. But it was nice to go to camp and have fun and be away from the house, because it's always nice to, like, take a step back and be able to catch your breath and be able to just leave the house and, like, have fun and stuff. Now back to this house. In the picture, I could not see the back of the house at all, so I had to use the power of imagination. I cannot believe I said that. Some of the, details on this house were very hard to use with blocks because, again, this image was not a Minecraft image. Like, it was based off of one, but it was like Minecraft in real life type of image. So I had to experiment with a bunch of different kinds of blocks, or a couple different, not really a bunch, but a couple of different types of blocks to see which one worked best. And I kept having to redo it because I'm like, no, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. And then I had to figure out, like, do I go for, like, making it exactly how the image was, or do I go for making it look good? Because I'm not a good builder regardless, so, like, how am I supposed to make it look good? But back to camp. The first night we were there, we stayed in, like, college dorms for this kind of camp. And they gave us a whole speech about, like, hey, don't jump in the elevators, don't break the elevators. Guess what some boys decided to do the first night? From what I heard, alright, I wasn't there, so obviously you can't always trust the sources, but apparently they jumped up and down the elevator, kicked the doors, pounded on the walls, pressed all the buttons, and the elevator broke. So they got sent home and got fined like $5,000, which is crazy. And then the last night, the girls' elevators broke. We don't know what happened. They think someone overloaded the elevator accidentally, and surpassed the weight limit. And so the elevator broke, and my group was on the 7th floor. So we had to walk up 7 flights of stairs. So we all got quite the workout that night. And each night before we went to bed, we'd have a concert by some usually pretty popular artist, and it was really cool, except it was so loud, I thought my head was going to explode. So I'd usually have to slip out into the hallway in the lobby and try not to die, because even though I was having the time of my life, I really didn't want my head to actually explode. I really don't understand how people withstand that much volume. Like the sheer amount of noise was crazy, even though the music was good. I don't get how people do that. And now that most of the basic exterior of the house is done, I decided to move on to some decorating, which is still the exterior, but it's a bit different, you know, like building the house, decorating it, 2 different things. And all of the trapdoors weren't facing the same direction when they were put on, but I didn't really have the capacity to, you know, go and redo them, so I'm like, you know what, it's fine. It's not fine, but like, it's also fine, so. And then I started tweaking and didn't realize that iron trapdoors don't move unless they're like with some contraption. So I tried to figure it out for a bit of time before I realized, wow, I look really stupid. Tomorrow I have my first volleyball tournament with my new volleyball team, which I'm excited about. I'm also nervous about since this is my first year playing volleyball. I'm not very good at volleyball. I can't talk. I'm not really good at volleyball, but they have me playing middle because I am apparently tall. I said apparently. I know I'm tall. I just never realized I was tall enough to where it would matter in sports. Like, I never thought I was that tall. And here's where I started to have a slight dilemma of, do I try to make the house as close to the actual picture as I can, or do I, like, tweak it a little bit? And I still don't really know. I ended up making it look closer to the house because it had this weird part where the roof was raised, and so I ended up doing that. But I don't know, like, for future videos, I'll figure out, like, am I trying to make it an exact replica as close as I can, or if I'm trying to, like, make it my own a little bit. And now I'm going to stop ranting and actually go to the audio I recorded while making this. Here. I think further out. There's one. Over. No. Over here. Over here. But that looks a little odd, maybe? That looks a little interesting. But you know what? That's what it says to do, though. So the question is, do we make the series looking almost identical, as close as we can get, or are we trying to make it look good still? Because they're 2 different things. I would rather it look good, personally, but I'm also not a good builder, so what if we put something like right there? It looks hideous. Great. Perfecto. I do want to change how, want to change one thing. That looks better. A little bit. There we go. Well, I mean, let's go to the angle. Does it look exactly like it? No. Does it look close? A little bit. I mean, I think so. What do we think, guys? I would love to hear y'all's opinion on what we should do for the interior. And I will be completing this one way or another. There will be another video. I will be completing the interior, maybe doing some design, maybe do something with the back wall, because it's weird just to have like a plain back wall. This house is not livable. So, close the doors. I mean, I don't know. I think I did an okay job. That was today's episode of making AI Minecraft builds a reality, except I'm a bad builder. So, I had fun with this one. I think it's okay. I think a better builder, you know, could have done better, because they're better at it, if you know what I mean. But I had fun, and I'm definitely into this again. Subscribe if you want to see more AI builds come to life.